Hello, my name is Phil Karp, and I'm an independent citizen scientist, formerly with the World Bank and a proud member of the Lionfish Universe team. And in this video, I want to talk to you about an innovative market-based approach to control of invasive lionfish, namely Lionfish Jewelry and Handicrafts. Many of you are familiar already with the problem of invasive lionfish from other videos on this website. So I'm not going to go into much detail other than to indicate that two species of lionfish native to the Indo-Pacific have invaded and colonized large parts of the Western Atlantic and the Mediterranean, and are causing disruption to native marine ecosystems, fisheries, and associated livelihoods. Now, one of the key issues relating to control of this invasive species is how to undertake the removals that are necessary to keep populations of invasive lionfish under control on a sustainable basis. The good news is that removals do in fact make a difference, but they're very expensive when it comes to undertaking the regular removals that are required. And one of the solutions that has arisen is that of market-based approaches, essentially the development of a series of vertical markets that can provide a sustainable approach to suppressing invasive lionfish and also providing an alternative income source for fishing communities to support fisheries management and native stock recovery. The vertical market that I want to talk about in this video is that of lionfish jewelry and handicrafts. Lionfish fins, spines, and tails can be dried and preserved in a variety of shapes and colors, and this results in a really attractive material for use in jewelry and other handicrafts. A variety of jewelry items can be produced using lionfish spines, fins, and tails. And even some innovative artists are using other parts of the fish, such as pectoral fins and operculum, and making other types of products in addition to jewelry, such as Christmas ornaments, keychains, hairstylers, and so forth. And also they're mixing the lionfish parts with other materials such as sea glass, feathers, coconut shell and husk, and even bottle caps. Now, where is lionfish jewelry being produced today? There are clusters of production in Belize, Colombia, Curacao, Grenada, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as individual artists in Aruba, Bahamas, Bermuda, Puerto Rico, Mexico, the US Virgin Islands, and various parts of the United States. And in the Mediterranean, there's some initial production with a few artists in Cyprus and in Turkey. To give you a sense of the number of artists involved, this is a search for lionfish jewelry on Etsy, which is a popular online platform for sale of handicraft items. And this search identified more than a dozen sellers of lionfish jewelry in various locations. When I did this same search only 4 or 5 years ago, only a handful came up. So this is a testament to the growth in the number of artists who are involved in making lionfish jewelry and handicrafts and who have recognized that this is an interesting product that has a number of benefits. So lionfish jewelry is cool, but how does this address the challenge of managing the invasion? I want to talk about some empirical evidence from Belize, the Bahamas, Grenada, and the Grenadines. One of the most important benefits of lionfish jewelry when it comes to managing the invasion is incentivizing the removal of lionfish. surveys that were done of fishermen who have been encouraged to target lionfish found that one of the constraints was the low return on lionfish meat as compared to other species. The fishermen indicated that as compared to snapper and grouper and others, lionfish are small and don't command a significantly higher price. Plus, there's the risk of lost fishing days due to venomation, essentially to getting stung. So we reasoned that if you could up the landed value of the fish, this would provide a sufficient incentive to overcome that lack of a price differential. So in looking at lionfish jewelry as a solution, we recognize that many of the artists who are using lionfish fins and spines are buying these from fishermen. So we actually looked at the current price of fillet or whole fish in the 4 countries. We looked at the prices that artists are paying for fins and spines and calculated that the increase in value added was as high as 61% in the case of Belize, which is in fact sufficient to overcome the differential or lack of a positive differential in price. Also, and probably even more importantly, lionfish jewelry is providing important ancillary benefits to the artists involved. We looked specifically at the impact on livelihoods and incomes by surveying 35 lionfish jewelry artists in the 4 countries and found that a third of them indicated that lionfish jewelry production contributed substantially or a great deal to their household income. And more than half of them reported enhanced self-worth and sense of contribution to their communities. And indeed, many of the artists have become strong advocates for the protection of the marine ecosystems in their communities as a result of the education that they've received and awareness raising in the course of training provided to them in lionfish jewelry production. So this ancillary benefits include empowerment and new livelihood opportunities for women, the acquisition of new business skills that are taught along with the jewelry production, increased household income, and raised awareness about the threat posed by invasive lionfish. So in conclusion, I think that there's good evidence that market-based tools can have an important role to play in managing invasive lionfish. In the case of jewelry, the development of a vertical market can help support regular removals on a financially sustainable basis. And moreover, lionfish jewelry production has important ancillary benefits, particularly for women. Regional knowledge sharing, training, production, and marketing could offer an effective strategy for tapping international markets. And finally, there's strong potential for Mediterranean countries to learn from the experience of the Caribbean, where lionfish jewelry production has been underway for a number of years. And this has proved to be particularly beneficial for women who are involved. So thank you for your attention, and I encourage you to look on Etsy or elsewhere to support the inspiring women around the Caribbean and elsewhere who are producing lionfish jewelry.